I will take one exam only. Okay. So if I feel ki there is need for taking one more exam, obviously I'll contact you. Okay, because this group will remain. So I'll contact later on.
Sir, will it be MCQ or we have to write the answers like subjective?
Very likely it will be MCQ. Okay, I didn't decide because I did not frame the question till now. Okay. So once I frame the question, then only I can tell you. Okay. But if you need to write also, then there will be also very what is called is uh, yeah, point wise you have to write, not in very description. There shouldn't be any definition kind of question. Okay, you have to solve the question, you have to solve the problem, and then you have to write them. Okay. So
Okay, sir.
I think you don't have any exam this time, right? This time you are free.
We have exams going on, sir, but Friday we don't have any exam as of yet.
Okay. So then Friday maybe I can set the time. Okay. So how are you giving that class test and other things through MS Team?
Yes, sir. MS Team MCQ questions, and it's mostly 30 minutes.
But I thought I heard ki that MS Team you can copy from one to others or something like that. I heard. How far it is true? Which platform you feel easy for copying other thing or means question answering, uh, exchanging question and answer among yourself?
Sir, in MS Teams we cannot do that way because the questions are also jumbled and we have to solve for ourselves.
But some guys said ki that is also possible to see the answer. If someone submitted answer early, so other can see. Is it like that? How it is
No, sir.
possible?
After submission, you get a solution report, which you cannot. Which, if you have submitted before time, then you can share it. That is the way.
Okay. Oh, that is why he said. So,
So
okay.
suppose you return our answers after the end time of everyone, then we can't see the answers.
Okay, okay. So I'll fix that no one can see the answer. So that's all. If you do submit also you cannot see. Then problem is solved, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll continue. I don't know, number of students drastically reduced, especially in the last class. Are you getting bored over the observing the watching the video or what?
Sir, last class actually the extra class most of us were not aware of, and it started when our software engineering class was already going on. That's why maybe.
Okay, why not? I think every Wednesday I will take extra. Okay. So, so four classes in a week actually. So last Wednesday, I think there was a power issue, so that is why I could not take. Otherwise, I said once. Anyway, so what I do it next week, I will take only three classes. Either I will take on, uh, okay, I will announce whether next Wednesday I will take or not. So if I cover more than 35 class, 35 minimum, then I think I may skip. But there are something at least I should cover, like outlier detection, at least two classes I should take. Let's see. Okay, today we'll start with the same topic. Okay. And then maybe I will spend another one class for association rule mining. Let's see. Okay.
Sir,
Then
is the test tomorrow or next Friday?
next week. Next week.
Sir, excuse me.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Sandeep,
Sir, I have one request. If you're taking test on next Friday, can you take it sometime in the morning time? Because I may not be free in the afternoon time.
can you share why you will be busy? People
Sir,
are very,
actually,
yeah.
I'm planning to travel next Friday. That is why.
You are
In
planning
the
for?
travel next afternoon, next Friday afternoon.
Okay, within India.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
So same here actually. Like if you could take it in the first half.
Actually, your class is from 8 to 9. Very likely it will be in first half only. Okay.
Oh, it will be on the class hours only.
I will try to take form in the first half. If first half only. If it is not 8 to 9, but very likely 8 to 9. Otherwise, I will take in the first half. Okay. First half means how do you define first half? Before 12 or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it is done. So you can freely move.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So in last class we talked about how to generate the hash tree. Okay. So and please keep one thing in mind for each frequent item set with length k, you have to generate the hash tree. In other way around, so for one item set, so for a two item set, two frequent item set, you have to generate the hash tree. Similarly, for three item set, four item set, for each item set category, you have to generate the hash tree. Okay. So that is we have seen in the last class. Once we generate the frequent item set and how to generate the hash tree. Okay. Now what we'll see, once you generate the hash tree, what is the objective? Objective to find the. So here it's not generate to frequent item set. Here is a correction is generate the candidate item set. So before first you have to generate the candidate item set, then only you check and then only you can say the frequent item set. Okay. Of the each candidate item set, right? In other way around, you can say you have to take, you have to test each candidate item set whether they are frequent or not. So then for that, what you have to do when we generate it, when we generate this frequent item set, we do not see the transaction data set. We see the only the how many number of items and what are the items, but we never see the transaction. But whenever we need to compute the support or we need to identify whether the particular item set, let's say this one is frequent or not, so you have to see the data set. So now we'll see is how from the transaction we'll find the support of the candidate item set. So this is the hash tree we generated in the last class. Okay. And say here, say if we have the hash function is very simple here on the function is if transactions, if any candidate items started with 147, it will go on the left side. If it is 258, it will go on the middle and then on the right side. So that was the hash function. Okay. And we generated the hash tree. So hash on the 1, 4 or 7, 1, 4 and 7 is this region only. Okay. 1, 4, 7, 4 is also here. Okay. Wherever it is based on the hash function, that is 1 or 4, 7. So this region and this region. Similarly, for 258, so you see this is the second. So 1 is okay. And next is 2. So this region 2, 5. This is 2, 5. This is 5. And here also 5. So this region is based on the hash function that is 2, 5 and 8. Hash on 2, 5 and 8. Similarly, you can see for here and here is 1369. Now what we'll see it here, suppose you have a transaction 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So how do you search or how do you find the support of the candidate item set? Say suppose you have the transaction, let's say you have the data set here 1, 2, 3, and let's say this 3 transaction consists of the item 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What we'll do it, as I said in the earlier class also, for each transaction we'll generate the all probable item set. not whether frequent or not frequent, that will test later. We'll generate the all probable item set. So as I said in the earlier class, how you'll generate from 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So it can be generated 1 and 2, 3, 5, 6. Any combination of 2, 3, 5, 6. It can be 2 and then 3, 5, 6. It can be 3 and 5, 6. So that is we said in the last class. So therefore, this is the transaction, and how do we search the corresponding transaction in the hash tree? Okay, so we'll generate the all probable item set from this transaction, and then we'll search and we'll update the in the hash tree. So let's say this is the transaction here 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Now we can generate the transaction. One first will be 1 and then any combination from here. Obviously 2 because its item set is 3. 3 item set. Length of the item set is 3. So therefore you have to take other 2 item set from here. But starting is 1. And the hash tree starting is this hash function is 147. So it must go, everything must be obtained from this position here. So that is any transaction starting with 1 and combination from 2, 3, 5, 6 will be obtained from this position. Another transaction, as I said, that you have to generate the all item set. So therefore, another set of item set can be 2 and combination of 3, 5, 6. So it should be obtained from here. Similarly, for 3, 5, 6 is obtained from here. Why we are taking like this way, this fashion? Because there should not be any duplicate. So item set 1 and 2, 2, 1 is the same. So therefore we ordered them first. So that is the order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we make them order. But in this transaction we order, and that is we found it 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So then how do you generate the corresponding item set? It can be, as I said again, so that is 1 plus any combination from the rest, that is 2, 3, 5, 6. And next it can be 2 and any combination of 3, 5, 6. And next is 3 and any combination of 5 and 6. But there is no combination 5 and 6, so it should be 3, 5, 6. So now what you have to do is, this is the first stage, but here we have to any item set is there in the leaf node. So therefore you have to reach to the leaf node for finding the item set support. Whether that item set is there in the tree. Item set is there in the tree means then it will increment the corresponding support. Because that item is in the transaction. Because we are picking one transaction and then matching the in the tree. So that means transaction consists of that particular item set. So that item set corresponding support will increase by 1. So initially this is the tree, let's say this is the tree, and on support is 0. So all cases support is 0 here. Let's say this is the first transaction instead of this one. So let's say this is the first transaction here. Support, all support is 0. So now you check it here on the left side here, 1 and combination of 2, 3, 5, 6. Again, what you can do is first is 1 and next we can do it 2 and any combination of 3, 5, 6. And similarly 1 and any combination of, so what we can do it from here. So this is done. So everything obtained from here will be obtained from this node. But this is not the leaf node. So you have to go down. So how do you do it? So here what we can do it. So it is like 1 is already there. And now from this part, you generate 2 and any combination of 3, 5, 6. So 2, how do you get 2? Where it will be hashed? 2 will be hashed here in this region here. So then another combination, it can be 1 and 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6, where do you get it? It will be on the rightmost side. So we pointed here. That is the leaf node. So you cannot go further. So another combination, it can be 1 and then 5, 6. So this is 2, this is 3 and 5, 6. You cannot go beyond because 3 items set. So 1 and then 5 means it will come here. So therefore, these and these will be obtained from this node. Whether these two items is there or not, will get from this region. Now what happened here on the right side? So it is the two. There is a leaf node here. So you reach to the leaf node. So no need to go further. So you have to find. It can be combination. It can be 2, 3, 5. Okay. So it can be combination 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. So then it can be combination 2, 5, 6. So then it is 2, 3, 5. You got 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5 is not here. You can get 2, 5, 6. You have on the way what I wanted to show. So you get from here. So what will be the combination from here? You get 2, 3, and 5, 6. So from you can generate from 5, 6. One you can generate 2, 3, 5. Another is 2, 3, 6. So these are the item set you got from the transaction. Now you match here 2, 3, 5. Here 2, 3, 5 is not there. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 6 not there. So it is remain 0 here. So there is no increment of this frequent item set. Because why 2, 3, 5 is not there? Because its corresponding subset was infrequent. While generating the hash tree, we first generate the candidate item set. While generating the candidate item set, we must see what are the item set, previous item set are frequent or not. So why 2, 3, 5 is not there, but it is there in the transaction. It is there in transaction, but not in the hash tree, because its corresponding subset, so let's say 2, 3, 5 corresponding subset was infrequent. So that is not there in the hash tree. Now from here 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6, what is the probability? The 3, what are the other case? 3 and then 5, 6. So 3, 6, 5, 6 will be obtained from here. Next is 5. 5 means for searching 3, 5, 6, you should go only this region. You exclude this part. You have to search here only. And there is only probability that you will get only 1. 3, 5, 6, you will get only 3, 1 item set. Item set with length 3. So 3, 5, 6 here. So you increment it 1. Now it is not yet over. So this combination is 1, 3, 5 and 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 6. So 1, 3, 6 is here. So you increment it 1. Now you have to see this region, because you have to search in the leaf node. What is this combination? Combination was 1, 2. Sorry, this combination was 1 to 5, 6. Right? This is 1 to 5, 6. Another was 1 to 5, 6. So 1 is already there. 5, 1 is here. 5 is here, and 6 is here. So it should be here. So it is not there. Now you have to search this part. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So 1, 2 is already fixed. Then 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6 means where it will go? On the 1, 2 is already there. So you can make combination 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, and 1, 2, 6. So 1, 2, 3 means 1 is already there, 2 is here, and 3 is here, this side. But there is no for 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 5. 5 means it will search here, and it is already there 1, 2, 5. So therefore this will be incremented by 1. Then 1 to 6. 1 is already 2. 6 means it should come here, but 1 to 6 is not there. So then you increment this one and somewhere here. Here.
Megha, just wait. Anika Jha, what you want to ask, beta? Ma'am, please.
Here and so on. So that is again freshly you can see this was the transaction initially. So 1 starting with 1 will point here, starting with 2 point here, starting with 3 point here. And now again you leave it 1. So now you combine with 2 So 2 with rest of the 3 will point this location here. 1 and then next is 3. Obviously it will point on the right side. 1 and then 5. 5 means 2, 5 and 8 will point here. So therefore these 2 will be pointing this position here. So now we reach here at this point here. Okay, we reach here. Now here we can create 1, 2, then is 3. 1 to 3, 1 to 3 means it will come here. So 1 to 5, 5 means it will search here. 1 to 6, 6 means here, but no need to get it here. It won't get here. Then 1, 3, 5 and then 6. So it will generate 1, 3, 5 and 1, 3, 6. 1, 3 means it will go here right side. 1 is already here. So here, right? 1, 3. No, 1, 3, 5, 6 means here only. And 1, 5, 6. 1, 5, 6 is here. 1, already 1 and then 5 and 6, 6 will be here. Similarly, you get 3, 5, 6. 3 was first here. Then 5, 5 means it will come here and 6. But you should have 3. So therefore 3, 5, 6 will be one entity. So you must search here. Now this is something called the frequent item set generation. But from frequent item set, our objective to generate the rule. So how do you generate the rule? So given a frequent item set, let's say you have a frequent item set A, B, C, D. How do you generate the rule? Find all non-empty subset. So one non-empty subset is AB, another is A, C, D, A, B, C, D, and so on. Now what you do it? Rule will be like that. That is the subset implies total length. That is the frequent item set. Subtract set subtraction the left side item set. Okay. And then we satisfy the minimum confidence requirement. That is minimum confidence, let's say it should be more than 50. So one example you can see here. Let's say this is a frequent item set A, B, C, D. So then you generate the all subset. So all subset means 2 to the power 4 will be the total subset. Now let's say one subset is let's say A, B, D, C. Or one subset is let's say A, B, C, D. Now what you generate is you take ABC is one also ABC will be one subset here. Somewhere you will see ABC is one subset. So you make the rule ABC and subtract ABCD minus ABC. So you will get D. So this is the ABC and D. This is ABCD is the frequent item set. You generate the all subset. So ABC will be one subset. So you write the ABC on the left side and then on the right side you write ABCD subtract ABC. So that will give you ABCD. Similarly, you do for the all subset here. So there will be two subsets. One is null, another is ABCD. So this subset is itself it will generate the null, but we can discard this also. So therefore total number of subset will be. So if length of the frequent item set is k, say there will be 2 to the power k minus 2 candidate association group, because in the superset, so all power set, sorry, in power set this is included also. So null is included and the entire subset A, B, C, D is included. If it is A, B, C, D, you cannot make the rule A, B, C, D minus A, B, C, D means it will be null. So these two are discarded. So therefore number of rules will be 2 to the power k minus 2. After that you have to compute you have to identify which rule are with having high confidence, because you already counted the support. Support is already counted, right? For each subset, each support is counted, and from there you generate the rules with high confidence. But problem is confident does not have an anti-monotone property. That means if support of ABC is greater than D, confidence or not support, it can be larger or smaller than this one, because this is the subset ABC to D is the subset of ABC. So this is cost, let's say, this is superset of this one. So it can be larger. This superset confidence can be larger than the smaller one. So we cannot ignore that. If you find the one subset is infrequent, so even its superset can be also frequent. For confidence, its frequency is not used. For item set, it is frequent, but it is like weak or strong. So let's say above 60% or above 50% and so on. But what we have here, but confidence of the rules generated from the same item set has the anti-monotone property. So from the same item set, we can generate, let's say A, B, C, D. We can generate many rules. Those rules follow the anti-monotone property. But another, say, frequent item set is F. So there is no mixing from this one and this one. But rules generated from the same frequent item set follow the monotone property. So this is, here we go. This is the subset with respect to this one. On the with respect to the right side, you see this is CD and this is D. So this is the subset. So subset will have the more confidence than its corresponding superset, as we said in the frequent item set. So once item is frequent, means its corresponding all subset will be the frequent. So here what we see is the confidence. This is confidence is, we don't say frequency, it's like it's strong or weak, but it depends on whether it is a valid rule. So if it is above 60%, we'll say is a valid, confidence is above 60%, we'll say is a valid rule. So here we see and here we see. So on the right side respect BCD, and this is the subset. Subset confidence is more than its corresponding superset if the rules are generated from the same frequent items. So here is one example. So if this is the low confidence rule, so in corresponding superset, like you see on the right side, AB, AC, AD, so all will be the low confidence. This one for its corresponding superset. So there are few factors which basically influence the complexity of the imperial. These all slides are taken from the Bipin Kumar's website. Okay, you can directly download from there also. One is minimum support threshold. So if you lower the thresholds, you'll have many frequent item set, and as a consequence, you'll have the many rules. A number of item in the data set, if number of item increases, obviously the item set also will increase. Size of the data set is also a problem, because if you have the huge transaction, as you know, the a priori for each item set generation, candidate item set generation for a length k, for each length, say 1, 2, 3, those many times it starts the database. So therefore, if transaction is huge, complexity is going to high. And the transaction with, if it is very dense data, it will take more time. So this is one example. So how do you represent very compact representation of the frequent item set? Now we'll see a compact representation of the frequent item set. So here there is something called the maximal frequent item set. An item set is maximal frequent if it is frequent and none of its immediate subset is frequent. So an item set is called the frequent item set. It is not subset, it is superset. It must be frequent. That means it must support must be greater than equal to threshold, greater than above the threshold. It is not sufficient. Its corresponding superset won't be the frequent. So then that item set is called the frequent item set. What we are trying to do, so because we are getting huge item set, frequent item set, we are trying to find a compact representation so that the complexity can be reduced. So one technique is called the maximal frequent item set finding. So that is the definition we said is the maximal frequent item set is a frequent item set and none of its immediate superset is frequent. So in this example, let's say AD. AD, what is the support of the AD? And its corresponding, if so, this is the line here, they have drawn it here, it is known. So this is the line. So if above this line is frequent and below this line is infrequent. So here AD is frequent. Why? Its corresponding AAD and its corresponding superset. AD involving AD and its corresponding superset will be what? ABD, and its superset can be AD is there, ABD, so its corresponding superset can be ACD. All are frequent, all are infrequent. So its corresponding superset is not the frequent item set. So therefore AD is the maximal frequent item set. Its corresponding superset should not be the frequent. So that was the idea for the maximal frequent item set. One more example is ACE. ACE is corresponding superset is here and corresponding superset is here. So ACE is the maximal item set. So C, can C be the frequent maximal item set? So C corresponding superset is BC. C's corresponding superset is CD and C's corresponding superset is CE and what is C. So these three, but these three is again the frequent because this is the border line. Above this one all are frequent. So C cannot be the maximal frequent item set. Item set must be the frequent. An item set is maximal if it is frequent, obviously. And second one is its immediate success. It is immediate superset won't be the frequent. So what are the maximal frequent item set in this data? Maximal frequent item set. So minimum support is given is 5. So maximal frequent item set A1, A2, A1, A2 can be the maximal? No, it cannot be. Because its corresponding superset, it can be A3. That also the frequent. A is frequent because it has 5 transactions. 5 transactions consist A. A2 is also is having support 5. A3 is also having support 5. So all are frequent, and its corresponding superset, that is A1, A2, A3, also the frequent. So it A1, A2, A3 individual cannot be, even A1, A2 cannot be also the maximal, because if you check from here to here, all is having the 5. So now, so one frequent maximal frequent item set can be A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9, A10. So each corresponding support set, if you add B1, what will be the support of this one? What is the support? All together A1 to A10 along with B1 should be 5. So B1 is, there is no overlap here. B1 is somewhere is starting from here. So this one will be the one maximal frequent item set. This set will be one frequent item set B1 to B10. Similarly, C1 to C10 will be the maximal frequent item set. So its corresponding superset. Let's say this is frequent item set, and its superset, immediate superset, you can add B1. But what will be the support? It will be 0. Because altogether B1 with A1, A2, you won't find any transaction. Consists of B1 and A1 to A10. So therefore support will be 0. So its corresponding superset, immediate superset does not have, is not the frequent item set. Let's say one more. So here transaction is on the this side and item set is on the column wise. And this black line consists of that particular item set is in the transaction, in that particular transaction. Let's say one explanation is, let's say this is 2. That means item 2 is one of the item in the transaction number 2. Okay. So then now you answer. Support threshold is 5. So you count with only 5. So what will be the frequent item set? F will be the frequent item set. Next, 1, 2, 3, 4. So only 1 will be the frequent item set, right? Now question is, if you reduce the count 4. So what will be the frequent item set? E will be the frequent, F will be the frequent, J will be frequent. It is not sufficient. EF also will be the frequent, right? So here, so E will be frequent, F will be frequent, J will be frequent, and EF also combined will be the frequent. So now you reduce further. Support threshold is 3. Now what will be the frequent item set? C, D, E, F. Not only that, it can be CD, it can be CE, it can be CF, it can be CDE, it can be CDF, it can be DEF, it can be DEF also, it can be DE also. So here, that is the all subset of CDEF. It can be C, it can be D, it can be E, it can be F, and its corresponding the subsets along with J. Now find the maximal item set. If the support is 5, so what will be the maximal item set? F. Now if the support threshold by 4, what will be the maximal item set? J's corresponding support, any immediate superset will have the frequent. So J must. Okay. So J will be there. And EF is 4, so EF. F, no, 4, EF. F cannot be. EF. If you take F, its corresponding superset is EF. That is also frequent. So EF. So if it is 3, with the maximal, J is here. And then CD here. Let's see. CD, EF, and J. Similarly, if you say here, you can verify it. Another thing, that is closed item set. Why we are learning this thing? Because we have to have the compact representation. That is why we are learning. Then we will go next. How do you represent very compactly a transaction database? So now is the closed item set. And item set X is called closed if none of its immediate superset has the same support as that item set X. So it's nothing to do with the frequent or infrequent. So it is saying is its immediate superset should not have the same support. So superset means obviously it cannot have the support more than the concerned item set. So they are saying is it should have the lesser support than the concerned item set. An item set X is closed if none of its immediate superset has the same support as that of the item set X. So if the X item set has the support 3, so now anything you include with X, support should be less than 3. It cannot be more than 3 because that we learned, right? So it will be, if it is less than X, then we will say X is the closed. But let's say X and AX both are same support, then we cannot say is the X is the closed item set. Now here is some example. You see on the left side, transaction, data set, and corresponding support are given. We assume everything is right, means as far as the support computation. Now you find the which one will be the closed item set. So A is 4 and its corresponding superset is AB is 4. So A cannot be the closed item set. Whereas AB can be the closed item set. Now you see B is 5. There is no 5. So obviously you can directly declare B should be the closed item set. Now what I said is AB can be AB the closed item set. Why is, yeah, because it is 4, so its corresponding any superset is having less than 4, so we can say AB is also the closed item set. So CD, right? CD can be the closed item set. Can it be closed item set? Its corresponding superset here. D corresponding superset is, CD's corresponding superset is BCD, so it is 2. CD it is A, C is 2. So it can be, so it is a closed item set. So this is other way to read the same definition. If it is not closed, that means its superset should have the same support as that of the X. It cannot be more than, as I said, because it is superset. Now here, can you find the maximal versus closed item set. Which one will be the maximal and which one will be the closed? So what do you do? This is the lattice. You got it. Lattice, you got it. Now what do you do it? This number indicate A appear in the transaction 1 to 4. A appear 1 to 4. So this is the transaction. In other way around, you count the how many transaction 1 to 4, 3. So support of A is 3. Similarly, B appear in transaction 1 to 3. So support of B is 3. Similarly, BC appear in the transaction 1, BC together appear in the transaction. So BC and then BC appear only 1 and then 2 and 3. So its corresponding support is 3. Now you find from here which one will be the closed and which one will be the maximal frequent item set. Say B can be the closed item set, its corresponding superset is again same. So it B cannot be. So BC can be BC and corresponding superset is BCD and BCE. But again, BCD is how many transactions? Only one transaction, that is 2. And BC is how many transactions? Only transaction 3. So BC can be closed item set. Are you getting? You see corresponding superset BCD and BCE, and any other superset it has? No. So BC can be the closed item set. Can it be maximal? Then you should know the support threshold. Support threshold is 2. BC can be the maximal. Maximal frequent item set is what? Its corresponding superset should not be the frequent. So support threshold is 2. So therefore this is frequent. Its corresponding superset is not frequent. So let's see. A minimum support is 2. C is 4. Its superset is BC, BC, CD, CE. So here is 4 support, but here is 3 and 2 support. So it can be, so this can be closed, but not maximal, because it is 2. I mean, this is frequent also, its corresponding superset is frequent. So this C cannot be the maximum. Similarly for 3, 4, 5. Whereas C is how many transactions? Only 2 transactions, so it is frequent. Its superset is here, its superset is here, so they are infrequent. So this should be the maximum. Whether it is closed, its transaction item set CE has 2 transactions, that is 3 and 4, and its corresponding superset has only 3 and 4. So support is decreasing. So this is something called maximal as well as the closed. So similarly for ACD is, if you see the superset is this one, its superset is this one. So this is one transaction, this is one transaction, and it has 2 transactions. So it must be the closed. Whether it is frequent, so ACD is frequent, but its corresponding superset is not frequent. So then ACD will be the closed as well as the frequent maximum. So it is a maximal and the closed item set. So now you can find order the closed item set. So now tell me, which one will be the closed item set in this example? Nothing to do, support is given. Which one will be the closed and which one won't be the closed? So C will be the closed, D is not the closed. So C and CD is the closed. What next? Which one will be the closed? C automatically, because there is nothing free. So C will be here. CD, how? D is superset is CD. It is 2, it is 2. So it is not possible. Now CD is the highest. So let's see. Okay. So here frequent item set is much bigger. Closed item set is cardinality much lesser than the frequent item set, and maximal frequent item set is much smaller in cardinality. So I stop here.